Hey, this is Jeff at Not Dead Yet Adventures. I'm out here in the dark, in the cold, in December in the park to talk about flashlights. So my channel hasn't really launched yet, but I wanted to take an opportunity to go over some of these flashlights before I get rid of them. So I'm currently in the process of trying to get down to 3 duffel bags, and more on that will come. But as a result, I need to pare back my belongings, and I've had a lot of these just collect over the years. So this is like your basic Costco flashlight from 3 or 4 years ago. I've got a second one here. Then this is just an old incandescent that came in one of those survival kits. It glows in the dark, kind of neat little thing. This 3-pack here was a Costco. It's a headlamp, and then 2 flashlights. And then this was just a little gooseneck I picked up in Iraq. Single AA. It's got a colored lens on the bottom. Pretty handy little light. This is the Olight Baton 3, brand new. So I just bought this. I don't think I'm going to keep it, and I'll go over that why. And then this is I think it's called an Innova. It's a 3-cell tactical light. I carried this in Iraq as well. It's 2021 right now, December, and I left Iraq 11 years ago. I left Iraq December of 2008. Yeah, 2008. I left December 2008. Then I've got these. I just got these off Amazon for $13. I got one and it came damaged, but it went on sale, so I got 2, and I'll go over those 2. And then this is a headlight. This is the headlight I used mainly in Iraq. I had a different one in Kosovo and in 2006, but 2007 I picked this up, and this was probably my favorite headlamp ever. But batteries, I'm trying to go all rechargeable, and it's expensive. This was, at the time, it was like $60, $70. So Home Depot has these for like $20. I've been using these for a while. They're pretty good priced, and if you lose it or step on it, it's not going to break the bank. Not going to break your heart. I'm pretty frugal about stuff, so that's a big factor to me. So let's go over the Olight first. I'm going to set this down on a tripod here. And so the Olight, the big reason I thought it would be a good light for me is this case, right? It's a charging case, and you pull it out, and it looks like it's a great little thing. Now, the problem I had with the Olight was it's so small. It's just tiny. Like, I can't really grip it. This is uncomfortable on my finger, and it doesn't rotate. So, to use my thumb, my finger doesn't have a good resting place. So I turn it over, and now my thumb doesn't really have a good resting place. I'm using my finger to operate it. Not really a good, just not really comfortable for me. So, and it falls out of my hand. Like, there's nothing to grip there. I basically get one finger on it when I'm holding it. Now, the sad thing is you double tap it, and it goes to this max light. And let me get it in frame. And this is just a crazy good light, right? I mean, it's just a crazy bright light. It's got all kinds of functions. One of the best functions, so you can't even see that, but it's got this little tiny, I'm shining at the ground right at our feet, and you can just barely make it out. It's got this, I think it's a half lume or whatever. It's a great little, in the car or in close quarters light. And then from there you can click through all the functions. And it's a great light, don't get me wrong. It's just literally too small. So that's not the max lume, that's like the top lume, and then you double click it and you get that super bright burn that doesn't last a long time. And then it comes back at the max. So you press and hold it, and it cycles through the lights. And then you triple click it, Let me see if I can get the triple click. It's not getting it. There it is. And it's got this nice little strobe feature, which is pretty great, right? So it's a great light. Don't get me wrong. And I really like the recharge feature as a travel light. I think it's great, but I just can't grip it and I can't hold on to it. And, that's kind of a concern. The other thing is it's $100. If I lose the light, the case is worthless. The case won't charge a phone. If the case were to charge a phone too, that would be handy. So this feet light, let me see if I can get it in focus. So this came in a 3-pack with the headlamp, this headlamp, and then it comes 2 in the headlamp. It came at Costco, and it was expensive for Costco flashlight, right? And I took a risk on it. The Baton 3 charges USB-C, and there's much better reviews on that, right? I'm just trying to do a comparison and explain my choices here. So this feet light, it charges mini USB right there, or micro, I think it's micro. And then it's got a rechargeable, I put a 1, 2, 3 in there and it worked. So let's look at it in the dark. So 1 click it comes on, 2 clicks it's dimmer, and 3 is to the strobe, right? Let's get so there's the 1 click. You can kind of see his comparison. And you can get these on Amazon individually for $20. The 3-pack I think was $40 at Costco a year or 2 ago. And this battery gets used all the time. Gets charged dead and recharged. So it's not in that, I'm not keeping it in that 20 to 80% range like I should, right? I'm just using it. And in a pinch, you can cycle in a 1, 2, 3 or just get another rechargeable. So at $20, if I lose it, it's not going to break my heart. It's not going to piss me off. And I have every opportunity to just give it away if I want, right? If I beat somebody and I want to give it away, that's not, a $20 gift is a doable gift for me, where a $100 gift and pretty irreplaceable on the road, where I can buy, for the price of that one, I can buy 4 or 5 of those, right? So it just kind of comes down to usability. The other thing I forgot about this is the pocket clip here rotates, but then it's got this neat, goes to gooseneck too, right? And it's magnetic like the Olight. The Olight's magnetic, it sticks to things. I don't have a good place to stick it here on the surface, but you can put 2 of them together, or stick it to anything metal and it sticks fine, holds itself up, doesn't slide away. So that makes a nice little feature for these. And for $20, I'd say this is probably my favorite light right now, just because of the price. The battery is accessible pretty much everywhere except like remote third world places or developing countries. And this, I just kind of wanted to do a comparison on this so you can see the incandescent light. Like, it's funny, we used to think these are great flashlights, and that's center beam, and we're not getting anything out there in the trees on the screen. You can see it kind of on the ground. I can go up that tree a little bit, but this was a decent light. It's about as bright, not quite as bright as a mini mag, but 2 AA's, incandescent, just no way. So this Innova that I mentioned earlier, I think it's Innova. It's got a tail cap switch. It's only got 1 illumination. And it's got a momentary on and off. No strobe, no nothing. And the tail cap is really firm to turn it on, but the momentary is really slight. So let's give that a look out here. So we look up in the tree. It's got a little more focused of a beam. It's not just a spread. So it does extend out a little farther, but it's not super bright. And you gotta remember, this light saw a ton of use. Like, there were days I changed the batteries on it. It's 3 batteries. And, there were weeks where I'd change the batteries twice a week. So I'm pretty happy with this light. And the big thing about this light that makes me really happy is I was going to drop it just because 123s are expensive, but I found this on Amazon. Let's see if I can get this open. And what this is it's not on Amazon anymore, but what it is these are the stream lights that came out of it, but these are rechargeable. And right there you can see it's got a USB. It just plugs into this dongle. This dongle plugs into a computer or a wall charger, whatever, and it charges all 4 batteries. So the fact that I found this, it's got such an easy charging system. I'm gonna keep this flashlight. I probably was gonna get rid of it just because, like I said, 123s are expensive, and I don't really want to mess with them. The other advantageous thing about this kit was it charges these guys, and so I've got 4 of these. I'll probably trim down to 2, and what these are is they're just like an area light, like I've got them here. Let me find the switch. And they're also a bug zapper. Whoops. It's a little squirrely. My hands are really cold. It's December. Yeah, so there it is. So you can see it lights up. Let's turn off the... I guess this one does. The old ones don't have different illuminations. So you can see that's got a little bug zapper in there. In fact, I think I saw a dead bug. Is there bugs on this one? Maybe not. Yeah, there's one little bug in there, if you can see it. But these are great when I travel. I will notice that some hotels you stay in, once you leave America, there's a lot of mosquitoes, and you leave one of these on in your room all day in the dark corner, and mosquitoes are gone. Just zaps them all. So that brings us to these lights. They were listed as Super Fire, not Surefire, but Super Fire on Amazon, and it's got a larger rechargeable battery in there. I pulled it apart, looked at it. It is what it is, but this is kind of what impressed me. For I ended up getting these for $13. It's got 4 little LED panels in the bulb there, and you can see it comes out square and it's zoomable, right? So it does not only a strobe but an SOS. And then it's got so that's the square, that's zoomed in as tight as it'll go, and then it's zoomable, so it opens up to as much as you want, or as tight as that square. Let's go up to the bright level. You can see it on the tree better. And in your hand, it's a nice size in your hand, right? It's a nice size. It's not too big. It's not very heavy. It's not too small. You're not going to drop it. It's got the little wrist lanyard. And, for the money, yeah, there it is. Super Fire, not Surefire. C20T, I guess. It's out of China. And again, it's one of those things, if I lose it or give it away, if my bag's a little heavy one day and I give it to somebody, it's not going to bother me, right? But, for the money, and I had a credit on Amazon anyway, it just seemed like a decent deal. So, those will go with me. I'm going to take these with me. Probably going to take that one and that one. Probably won't take anything that requires batteries like these. Just for reference, let's give this is the old Costco light. It's got the couple levels there, and then we'll shoot it out at the tree. That's the strobe on the tree. It's barely doing it. And these are the I think there are 3 AAAs in there, and they always end up leaking. They were good little metal flashlights. They upgraded a few times to these other plastic ones. And I didn't really care for the newer plastic ones. Here's the other one. So that's what we got. We got 2 brightnesses, strobe, and I've always been a fan of that's up on the tree, so we're not seeing anything up there on this one. I've always been a fan of having a lot of flashlights because I like flashlights because I've been stuck in the dark without one. Now the battery flashlight I will be taking with me. I took these out of my helmet when I turned it in. I had them worked up in my helmet so I could use them inside the vehicles. They're under the camouflage lining on the helmet, and just the little pinch lights. And these things are great. These things saw 2 years of near daily service, blue and green. And they take those big batteries, 2016s or 2016 or 2032. I can't remember, but so those are definitely going with me. These guys, I'm not even going to, well, I'll show you the headlamp from Home Depot. So this is a decent little headlamp. It's got the 2 brightnesses, no strobe. And again, let's look at it up on the tree. It's got a nice tight beam, actually. And for, the thing about this, for $20, for, pretty decent light, and that comes with batteries. I mean, you really can't beat it for a headlamp. For $20. That's good for in close work, so you're not blinding yourself, right? That's pretty blinding in close. But that nice tight beam that you're seeing, that's a handy little feature for a headlamp, as opposed to just that blinding spotlight or floodlight. So that's my stick on flashlights. I was really disappointed with this Olight. It's a great concept. It's a great product, but it's just not very usable. I mean, if you're into the micro stuff and you don't lose things like I do, this might be great for you. I would want something a little longer in my hand, and make this battery case the same, commensurate size, so that, and make it a full-blown power bank, so it won't just charge the flashlight. It can be an emergency backup for your phone. The other thing is, it is a little kind of flimsy on this hinge. I would worry about that over time. But, I mean, honestly, if this were a better quality and the light was more this size as opposed to this size, right? There's a good size comparison. I'd be willing to pay a lot more, but this is really kind of cheap plastic. Doesn't really matter so much, but this hinge, don't have a lot of confidence there. Even if it were just a top that pulled on and off and was magnetic, that would be, something to think about. And again, if you're into micro stuff and you just need a super bright little micro light that you're not too worried about dropping, it's a great little option for you. But at $100, it's well worth the money if it fits you in your uses. It's not going to fit me in my uses. I'd rather, go with this, and if I throw it at somebody, or, I toss it to somebody, or, it's too heavy in my bag, I'm trying to lighten my bag at the airport line, that's fine. I'm not going to cry about losing it. If I go out drinking at a bar in Bali and lose my flashlight, and it's $100 flashlight, I'll probably get pretty upset, right? But if I lose a $20 flashlight, I'll go lesson learned. And then these batteries, I've only charged them 2 cycles so far, and I'm a little confused why they took them off Amazon, but so far I'm super happy with them, but we'll see. I feel like I'm rambling, so yeah, that's all I got to say. Hope you have a great night, and remember, there's today, tomorrow, and never. You can get up and do something today, you can get up and do it tomorrow, or don't even think about it. Okay, take care. Okay, a little closeout to the video here. It's now November. I shot that last video in December of 2021. It's November 2022.
in Albania. I'm going through my hard drives. I finally sat down and, I'm going to post that video. I mean, it doesn't really mean much, but um, I just thought I'd kind of give an update of, what's worked, what hasn't. This poor guy, like, I have a hard time tossing it out just because I've had it for so long, but it stopped working and I keep thinking somehow I'll get it fixed or whatever. I don't know. I need to just let go of it, but, um, you know, I have a hard time throwing things out. But it stopped working when I was in Portugal. This guy has been a workhorse. It's got the, let me see if I can unscrew it one handed. I don't think I can unscrew. Yeah, there we go. So it's got the USB-C recharging, and this is a great light, like because it's rechargeable. It's LED. This was the $13 Amazon buy. It was on sale for 13, and it's a great light. I use it like going to the trash or whatever. If I'm going for a walk at night, I'll throw it in my back pocket. It's just a good sized, great light. It's worked out great the whole time. These guys are great. I keep them in my carry-on. Um, and again, it's the blue and green. And I don't use them too often. Every once in a while, I'll tie them to a key or something. So I have a light, in case I need a door access or something at night. But, they're well worth it. And, even when I take my small bag, I'll put these in there. They are handy, like, I had one tied to a key and I was trying to flag down Uber. I just kind of put it in flash mode and, flag down Uber pretty quickly. I did bring both of these and the headlamp. I lost one in the headlamp. I'm thinking I lost it at a hotel because I lost it pretty quickly in my travels, and I'm thinking I left it at a hotel. But this guy again, this is probably gets the most use. I charge it all the time. I use it all the time. It's just a great little light. Um, Again, this came in that pack from Costco, and I did buy two more of these. They're in a box somewhere. They're not available anymore from Feet or Fight or whatever, however you say it. I found two off-brand. They're pretty much identical. They just have a different branding on them. And I don't even know if they're still available on Amazon. I got a two-pack on Amazon. So I have those in reserve. I think they're in my storage locker here. And then I traded out the bug lights. I got this one. Supposedly it's got a better light or a better, I can't get it. I can't manipulate this one-handedly. But supposedly it's got a better spectrum or something, so it kills more bugs. But you can see it's been a workhorse. Look at all the dead bugs in there. And again, I leave this on it when I leave the room or put it under the bed or whatever. And most of the mosquitoes have shaken out of there, but you can see it's killed quite a few bugs. So these are a must when I travel. Like I really can't stand mosquitoes in the house. And there's mosquitoes everywhere. So this guy's worked out pretty good. I don't remember where I picked this up, but I did drop those other four, and I went with this one instead. Had some good reviews, and it seems to work pretty well. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, I'm still disappointed in this. It was such a workhorse for years, and it just died. Made a nice loud pop, and it was gone. But these two, if I were leaving again or buying to go, that's what I would go with. This is great. Like when the power goes out, it runs a really long time. I've had a few power outs. You just turn it on, turn it upside down, point it at the roof, lights the whole room. And you can charge it while it's running. You just plug it into the power bank or something. And this guy is great when you're going out. If you need a light, you throw it in your pocket. I even clipped it on my boot one time because I didn't want it in my pocket. And it's just a great little light. Like this is probably the best little little flashlight I've owned. The only thing I would do to this to update it or upgrade it would be to make it USB-C. I'm surprised this isn't being sold more. It does get kind of warm, so like if it had a different low power mode or a lower power mode, that would be nice. Like the Olight had that 1/2 watt, you know, that would be really great. And if it did like a double click to strobe, that would be great. Instead of having to click through. But other than that, you know, this is almost the perfect flashlight. It's about the right size. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's not going to fall out of your hand, you know, and you can manipulate it just fine and still have a grip on it. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty critical about flashlights, but that's a pretty damn good little, and it was, you know, in reality, it was really decently cheap compared to what's out there. So that's the wrap up. Hope you got something out of it. Have a great night.